Moving on to another card using the Heirloom Arrangements kit. Let's look at some of the items we're going to be using. We're going to be using the hash marks from this stamp set, and we're going to be also using some of the sentiments. We need to have our pecan pie ink pad, a piece of pecan pie that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. We're going to be doing some stamping on this. We're going to have our card base, and I've chosen a plain basic white card base that is portrait. And that means it is just up and down, so it's going to be like that. Let's look at some of the elements we have. I have one of the ephemera packs. It's a hexagonal with a little bit of brown. This I think it's a basil leaf right here. This dark butterfly, a single flower, some of my favorite open weave gold ribbon, and for the sentiment, one of the circle squares, the circles that is going to be stamped on. Let's place those aside and work on stamping on our pecan pie. We're going to bring in our piece of pecan pie and our pecan pie ink. Going to open that up and place it there. Let's take a look. And we're going to use this hash mark in there. Now, this stamping portion, you can do anything you want. We're going to just it's random. It doesn't really matter how you place it on here. There we go. We want to make sure that some of it gets around to the edges. We're going to be gluing everything that's here in the center. So we want to make sure that the hash marks are around. Okay. I'm going to place this together without gluing, so in case I need to add some more stamping, I can always do that. Let's take a look at this large hexagonal piece, and that's going to go right about in the middle, and I can see there's enough going around of that, so I don't need to really add some more. I'm going to take that little bay leaf and I'm going to lay it on the bottom so it kind of scooches across the side there. Where it ends, I'm going to place that flower. I have my butterfly kind of coming off, and I'm going to be stamping a sentiment, and it's going to be tucking in so that the butterfly looks like it's saying something to the sentiment. I also have this gold this gold open weave ribbon, which I could actually add anywhere I want. I'm going to try that a little later. Let's stamp our sentiment. Now you notice that the circle is kind of behind the butterfly. What we want to do is tuck up that sentiment as close to that top as we can. And I'm going to look for a little sentiment that I can do that too. I'm going to take a small sentiment that I think will fit really nicely, and I'm going to tuck it up into that circle as best as I can. If I do make a mistake, I can always flip this over. That turned out really good. It's up in that area. All I need to do is glue some of this together. Now my butterfly and my sentiment is going to be on dimensionals, so I'll put him off to the side. Let's glue this piece down by itself. It's going to be flat. I'll place that just in the center. You can take a look to see which way you would like your sentiment. So in particular, I'm looking at the points. Do I want the points to be kind of overhanging or up and down like that? It is totally up to you. That doesn't really matter since it seems the leaves go both ways. I'm going to glue that straight down. I'm going to take that little piece of basil, add a little bit of glue to that, and have it kind of go along the edge here. It is also glued straight down. I'm going to take that little pink flower, but I want to add some height, so let's put some dimensionals, and where that flower ends, I'm just going to pop him right there. Let's look at our butterfly and our sentiment. I want those to be a little bit higher up, so let's add some dimensionals to them. I have one on the sentiment and one on the butterfly. I'm going to add the sentiment first, and I'm going to have that on an angle. I want to see a little bit of that stamping right there, so I've kind of had it so it sets a little bit down. I want my butterfly to kind of look like it's on that or floating into that sentiment. What I need to do is now transfer this onto the card base. There's a piece of dimensional on that glue. I'm not going to touch it because then I'll be full of glue too. This is a very special card. It's got a dimensional inside the card. I think that is looking really nice. If I really want to, I could add some little bits of gold. I can tuck it in if I want, but I don't know. I think that this card looks really good by itself. I like how that is setting, just very simple. I can look also for some embellishments and see if there's any in my old stash that I think that would match this. So I'm going to go through some of these and look for some that I think are going to match. I'm going to go through a variety and just kind of lay them down on top. Oh, there's some little silver ones and some that are like this. I really like those silver ones. So take a look at the different embellishments that you have and let's add them on. There we go. I think the silver, oh, hold on, where did that one go? I lost one. I think these silver embellishments add quite a bit, so I'm not going to do too many of those. That turned out really nice. Very simple using the ephemera packs that we have. That's a really simple card using the items.